Welcome back. I am Kathy Zalewski with Realty One Group Peak in Bozeman.
And I'm Kaila Henry, also at Realty One Group Peak.
So this video today that we're doing is kind of the end of the buyer series. And what it is about is your first year of home ownership. It's really trying to hit on some of the maintenance items that as a homeowner, you should get used to doing and you should do regularly. It will be good for you. It will be good when it comes time to sell your property again. And it's just things that sometimes get left in the dust, but we'll try and give you some good ideas on how to keep on top of those.
Yeah, tips and tricks that we see from, I would say maybe almost some items that we see constantly called out in home inspections about just maintenance items that could have been handled over the years that can really go a long way in helping keep your home in tip-top market shape.
Yes. I think that the first one, we've mentioned this in other like inspection videos and stuff. First of all, changing your furnace filters regularly.
It goes such a long way when you're thinking about how, especially in Montana, your furnace is working hard for anywhere from 6 to 9 months 10, out of the year.
Yeah, a lot.
So take care of your furnace, right? And the easiest thing you can do as a homeowner is change your furnace filters at least twice a year. If you have pets or have a lot of dust and dirt in your house, you want to be changing them more frequently, because think about it, your furnace is just pulling air through it. So the harder it has to work to pull that air, harder your furnace is working. It's a really simple thing that can change really well. I always like to remind my buyers that your home inspection is a great place to find what size filter you need. So your home inspector will go in, they will take a photo, go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Kenyon Noble, wherever, and pick up like 5 of them. Just keep them in your crawl space, keep them in a closet somewhere, and just be ready to just be changing them out somewhat frequently.
Yep. And it's definitely, depending on where your property is, if it's in new construction, you're going to have a lot more dust. Mm-hmm. So you might want to change your furnace filter more often. If you use your AC and you have a forced air system for your AC, so I would say then change your furnace filter probably 4 times a year, because one thing that I learned having sold homes in Arizona is that if that furnace filter is really clogged up with dust and whatever, or you've opted for a really super, HEPA Delight furnace filter, that is really, it inhibits the amount of air that the system is pulling through it.
It's putting a lot of strain on it because it has to pull the air through.
You're so eloquent.
So,
but yes, so you don't necessarily have to have the best furnace filters. You can get the cheap ones, just change them more often, but change them. And if you're in an area or you have pets or you're using your AC or, it's maybe.
Or all 3.
Right. Change them more frequently. And if money's prohibitive, then buy the cheap ones, but just change them all the time.
And they're, inexpensive over the scope of home ownership.
Well, compared to a new furnace, if you've been, over exercising it by not cleaning that furnace filter.
Yeah. That's another thing we'll bring up. They do say you want to have your furnace serviced once a year. I do think that's, again, the recommended standard recommendation. I don't have my furnace serviced every year. I do try and have it serviced, I'm going to say every 2 to 3 years. So still keeping up with some sort of regular maintenance, because it will go a long way. They clean systems and just make sure everything's working right. I have had a few clients that have called because their furnace went out in the middle of winter, wondering if we knew of any, people that can get to it quickly. And it's just not a great situation to be in Montana when you get cold snaps. So
the things that when you have that preventative maintenance, them come out either maybe every fall or maybe every spring. But let's say they're down in your crawl space and they're looking at your furnace, and there's a little igniter pad. It's actually like a matchstick. It's got like a rough surface. That's what sparks if that thing is used up, worn out, whatever, suddenly you don't have heat, and that's like an $8 part, right? And instead of finding out about that January 30th, panicking, when it's 30 below at midnight, it can be prevented. So just you can think about that. But I am a big believer in at least annually getting somebody in there to kind of look at things and just make sure, and also clean them out, because here in Montana, generally speaking, the furnace is in your crawl space, and so just dust and stuff can get in there and cause problems. So I think it's good to have somebody look at it.
Set yourself. I just have a reminder in my calendar, like 3 times a year, to change our furnace filters, and it's pretty easy to do. Same thing, you can just set yourself up. I think some companies will give you some sort of annual fee for them to come out and service it once a year. You almost don't even have to set it up. They'll just remind you, hey, we're coming out to do this.
Right.
So it can really be a pretty easy thing if you just set it up from the beginning.
Right. And I would say, not to berate this or belabor this, but especially if it's a home where you're not here all the time. If this is a vacation home or a second home, or if it's a home that you're renting to other people, or if you're in an area where you could use it as an Airbnb, all of this is preventative. And so I would definitely get on the schedule in those cases.
Yeah, I think doesn't hurt. So first off, I guess another thing we're going to move next into is changing your locks. We always recommend just changing locks when you take ownership of a house. You don't know how many random keys are floating out there. Again, Bozeman, I would say, still is a relatively safe community. So not maybe a huge concern, but it is our recommendation to just change those locks. And that way you know that you're the only one who has a set of keys for them.
Yeah, here's a little second pro tip. There's a company, I think it's Quickset Locks, which is you would buy at Home Depot or anything, and they actually have most of their locks now are made so that you buy this like kit for like $10. Have you seen these?
No.
Okay, so you buy this kit for like $10, and it's got a special little thing, and you can change your own locks. So if all the...
So you don't even have to change hardware.
No. And literally the little kit is $10, and you get new keys with it, and the keys fit then all your locks in your house. So if I'm your agent or Kayla's your agent, now we can tell you like, hey, these are those really super easy to change locks. And maybe as like part of your closing gift, we'll throw in one of those little $10.
That's a great idea.
But I mean, I think I changed all my locks in my house in Arizona in definitely under a half an hour, and did it myself instead of paying somebody else $400.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've never heard of that. So great tip.
It's pretty cool.
Obviously you want to find your mailbox, change your address. So if it's a new house, you can go to the Baxter, the post office on Baxter in Bozeman. And that is where if you show them your deed, which the title company will give you, they will give you a set of keys for the cluster box, which is usually what I would say we see at least in newer areas for Bozeman.
I'm making faces. I've been told I don't have a good poker face, but so the post office on Baxter is not the best place ever. I think I did a video on that on my YouTube channel. So if you can avoid that, we will try and help you avoid that by asking the seller to leave the mailbox keys and the specific number, because the cluster mailboxes can be like, you don't want to be sitting out there opening 60 or trying to open 60 mailboxes. So we'll try and make sure that you have that information, because going to the Baxter post office,
it is a pain. It is a
awesome.
pain. I know some people that wanted fresh keys. Oh. Again, you can go do it, and they will just give you fresh keys, I think free of charge. But I agree with you.
Bonus.
If you can just get a keys. I don't know. That would probably be how I would do it myself.
Right. Yes.
So something we kind of talked about a little bit on closing day, but again, I would maybe recommend doing some sort of deep clean of your new home. So getting all the appliances, again, deep cleaning maybe your dishwasher, washer and dryer if they were left, just really making sure that the space is clean and ready for you guys to start living in it.
Right. Your washing machine, like you can go to the, I don't know. I always buy my cleaning supplies at Home Depot. I feel like they're cheaper. But anyway, I go to the Home Depot aisle, and I like, they have like the special dishwasher thing that you run a cycle. And then they have the special for the washing machine that you run a cycle. And they might even have, I don't know, what else would you wash? But anyway, those are all good things to go. And, so you just do that when you walk in the house before you run a load of laundry or dishes. I think also making sure your oven's clean is probably something that you want to do. And then,
just hitting all those things that are easier to do when, again, the house is vacant. Maybe you're probably not even living there yet. Day one, just getting things hit up, ready to go. Yep. And that way you're not maybe, again, midweek opening something and being like, oh gosh, this is not how I want to use it.
Right. Everything's fresh. So that's good.
Yeah. We like to also recommend, we both have dogs, so just going around and checking the yard, making sure that the fence looks clean if you have a fence, or that there's no debris.
Holes in it.
Yeah, no holes in it so your pet can escape. Or again, like dangerous debris and stuff that maybe somebody just left behind accidentally. Just kind of making sure that the yard is clean.
Sometimes
and tidy
fertilizer or some kind of rodent deterrent or something like that. So take a look out there. I saw here, change your refrigerator water filters, like if you have because people often don't do that frequently, and so maybe just start fresh with a new one of those. Just any filter. I think change any filter that you have in your house.
Figuring out your sprinkler system, I feel like that's another good one. Making sure that you connect with some sort of sprinkler company, or maybe a friend if you have somebody who has a system to do it, but making sure that you schedule your sprinkler blowouts. So if you're purchasing a home in the summertime, spring or fall, it's a good chance that the sprinklers will be on and running. But obviously in the fall, you really want to make sure that you've connected with a company and that you're on their schedule to get them blown out, because you do not want those lines or systems freezing.
Right. We were talking about some bigger things, and these are the kind of things that you get your calendar and you stick your new calendar up on the wall and just maybe go through and every third month put furnace filter, and I'm pretty OCD though, so I don't know if everybody will do that. Maybe put it in your phone.
Do you use Google Calendar, Candy?
I
or
do.
Are you still?
What is that? Oh, okay. I do like a lot of notebooks, and I like to use paper a lot. Sorry, trees, but yeah, Kayla's laughing at me for that. But one thing that I will also say is that if you have a friend, or if you're able, like maybe not every year, but every year, just even if you have a friend with a drone, check out what your roof looks like. If you have trees overhanging the house, that they're not rubbing away the shingles, that there's not anything caught in the peaks or valleys that would in the winter back up any drainage and create ice dams or anything like that. Well, that sounds kind of like overkill. Trust me, it's way easier to fix a leak in the middle of August than it is to try and do it in the middle of winter or prevent a leak. And that was something I just think it's important. People also don't realize that there is a ton of hail in Montana. Like, we have hailstorms frequently, and hail can really damage a roof. So to just kind of be on top of that, or be aware that, hey, this is something that we should maybe check out.
Kind of a yearly thing. I think it's a great point, Kathy. So we'll just take a peek at our roof and make sure things are looking good, as well as walking the perimeter of your home and just checking out the siding, making sure that you're not seeing where, again, shrubs are rubbing up against. We always recommend, as a home inspector would, to keep bushes and shrubs away from your home.
Right.
Because you just don't want any water staying up against those materials. And so again, part of the yearly, we just walk around and make sure that drainage looks good.
Yep.
Our paint looks good. The exterior, the windows don't seem to be cracking. And honestly, I mean, this can take as quickly as 20 minutes. Right. I mean, it really doesn't need to be too long. One thing, if you do live in a mature area with lots of big trees, make sure that you're clearing your gutters out at least twice a year. Keeping those gutters clean will, again, help with all of that water runoff that you'll see in the spring or snow melt, and really help divert the water to where you want to go. Yep. Which also brings us to making sure that water is getting adequately away from your foundation. Right. Very easy to purchase any sort of additional rubber, extenders for your gutters, and you really want to just get that water away. Really, again, a very inexpensive thing to really care for your home over the long run. Yeah, and exactly. I mean, to buy an extra, 5 feet of gutter so that the water goes further away from your house, versus, oh boy, well, the water's been going into our crawl space and now we have mold. Or your foundation's shifting. Right. I mean, it can be that bad. I haven't actually seen that. But again, very easy, simple things to just pay attention to. Right. About once a year, maybe twice a year if you want. But just kind of keeping an eye on how the exterior of your home's doing, as well as the interior. Yeah, absolutely. You got to look around once in a while. So another thing that we like to talk about, if you purchase a home inside the city limits of Bozeman, I know that the city has rebates and incentives for new homeowners or existing homeowners. So if you've owned your home for a number of years, you can still apply for them to replace any of your toilets or your shower heads. I think it might be applicable for landscaping as well, or if you remove a certain amount of turf and replace it with xeriscaping or any sort of drought resistant plants, they will give you some sort of rebate, monetary money. It's true. It's a thing, right? Yeah. So they will give you some money back for you to make those changes and improvements to your home. So something to keep in mind if you're doing a remodel. Maybe you want to choose more, what is the word? Water conservative, water efficient. Yeah, water efficient. That's what it was, Kathy. Thank you. More water efficient appliances, because then again, the City of Bozeman will give you a rebate for it. So something to keep in mind. We will link that resource so that it's easy for you to find in the notes below. Yeah, awesome. Then I kind of threw this in there, but definitely it's time to celebrate. I mean, you want to do the work, but if you how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So if you just kind of break it down and
sorry. But if you just kind of break it down and just have, I'm going to do this month and I'm going to do this the next month, it'll be great. And you'll be on top of anything that happens to your home. And it'll likely cost you way less if you catch it in the beginning than if it becomes a real major issue. But once all of that is done, it's time to celebrate. I mean, homeownership is, as we know, in today's economy, challenging. And it's not as easy as it was 5 years ago. So you should reward yourself for your hard efforts in maintaining good credit and saving money and all of those things, and even wanting to be a homeowner. But meet your neighbors. Yeah. Like this is the best part, right? This is, you chose the home because you like the neighborhood. And so go out there and meet as many people as you can, and maybe ask your agent to throw you a housewarming party. It could be fun.
Yeah.
But they'll probably want to come too and meet all your neighbors too. That's okay though. But
hopefully you like your agent enough to want them there.
Right. So, but yeah, enjoy the process, because I think that it's a big accomplishment in today's,
and truly something to celebrate.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
really is. And I think that there can be some folks who feel maybe a little jaded on homeownership, and I very much understand that, but I still believe it is the single,
best way to build wealth.
It is. And also I will say, for me personally, I get gratification out of my home multiple times a day, every single day. It is truly something where every day I feel really grateful for it. That hasn't gone away since closing day. Obviously, closing day was really exciting for us, but I still walk into my house every day and feel really grateful that we own it.
Yeah.
And that we are working towards that. So that's something was surprising to me.
Yeah. No, it's yours. I mean, you don't have to get permission from anybody to, paint the walls or, change out the sink. I want a farm sink instead of a 2-bin sink. All that stuff is yours and your choices now.
And for me, Kathy, honestly, it was the first time that we ever bought nice furniture, because we knew we were going to be here for an extended period of time. Yes, I knew that I was furnishing. Futon. Yeah, like this was a space that we were going to be in, and so I wanted it to be really nice and feel great, and I felt comfortable spending money on furniture because I knew it was going to be for a long haul.
It's not going to fall out the back of your friend's truck when your lease is up.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's exciting, and you're always going to need a place to live. And at least this way, you're not making the landlord rich. You're actually building something for yourself. So again, it is not as easy as it was 4 or 5 years ago. You should definitely celebrate, because it is a major accomplishment, and a
worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think one other thing Kathy mentioned about meeting your neighbors, I also would agree. Obviously great to meet your neighbors for obviously just fun reasons, but then also to me, your neighbors are also going to be the folks that are maybe around if you're out of town. So I kind of forgot about that, but our neighbors have been so lovely, and they move our recycling bins in and out if we're leaving town on a Friday. Our trash day's Friday, so they need to be back in on Saturday. And if we're out of town, they will do that. Or they will bring packages in for us because they have a spare key to the house, and vice versa. We look out for their area as well. So meeting your neighbors is fun, but also it's important for the health of your home, I guess.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, just safety, we're going out of town for 2 weeks we go to back to Wisconsin for a big summer vacation. Sometimes our neighbors even mow our lawn for us, which is a lot of work.
Those are nice neighbors.
Yeah, it's a big lawn, but I think that it's definitely, I mean, let's face it, hopefully you're going to be there for many years. So yeah, make friends
and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we have for your first year. And honestly, the other thing I'll say too, really quick, one more thing. Your agent doesn't go away after closing date. So we're around. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here. We maintain relationships, and we want to be resources to you. So if you have questions, over the long run of owning your home, use your realtor as a resource. Or even if you have questions about the community, or again, maintenance, anything like that, use your realtor. They are such good resources because they are so connected in the community and want to be a resource for you. That's, to me, one of the biggest parts of our jobs, is to help people get the answers that they need or figure out things. So, tax questions, again, maintenance, community things, the realtors, we just really do have a good sense of what's going on and how to help people. So,
right. Like if you move to town and you have a dog, Kaila and I can both tell you what veterinarian we use.
Yep.
Or where we get our dog food, or what dog park is excellent. because there are some excellent dog parks in town.
Yeah, great trail recommendations, all the things. So don't hesitate to use your realtor and ask them all the questions you might have, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for joining us on this journey.
Extended.
Right. But we really do appreciate your views, and certainly please subscribe and like, because we're going to be adding all sorts of different things, more market related information, different listings that we have or that we've seen that we like. So it's please subscribe and like our channels, because it'll be great information.
And if you have something, if you've been watching some of the series and you're wondering about something specific, let us know. We would love to answer any questions you might have, if you ask them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you in the next video.
See ya.